All right. Well, hello, my little beauties, and welcome to this special live stream. It's a public one here, and I thought I would come on because I've just carried out some pretty major updates to the Trongate framework, and they're updates that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, and hopefully nothing has broken. But that's why I'm here, because there is actually a chance that we might have one or two little bugs, and I figured the best way to deal with that is probably just to come here in person, you know. So the purpose of this little live stream is just to test everything out, make sure that we're happy, and hopefully we will be. And if not, then at least I'm right here, you know. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing, and here we go. So to give you an idea of what's happening, how on earth do we go down here? Here we go. Alright, so if I just show you what's going on, if I take you to the commit history here. Alright, so these are the two things that have happened today. So one of the changes is that we've made the first file not bootstrap.php, as was the case in the past, but the first file is now going to be called ignition. Okay, now I've kept bootstrap in just so that we've got some backwards compatibility. Nevertheless, if you look inside the engine folder, you'll now see that we've got a file we've got a file called ignition.php. Here it is, right here. As for the bootstrap one, well, that's going to be getting taken out soon, but for the moment I've just kept it in so that we don't have anything breaking, you know. So that was the major changes, well, one of the major changes. But the other major change was, if we look at the actual trongate.php file here, originally this thing had a whole bunch of stuff to do with uploading files and uploading pictures on it, and it's just not the right place for that, you know. So now we've got the uploading code being handled inside a couple of helper files. So we've got a helper file called img helper, and we've got a URL helper file here, and that is that, you know. No, did I say URL helper? And an img helper and a file helper. That's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. And that's your whack, you know. So let me stick a couple of sounds on, if that's okay. I have my other monitor over on the left there, and I'm going to just stick a couple of wee sounds on so that I'm not just hearing my own voice. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Alright, I hope this is okay. I've been having a few little challenges with the audio on this computer, but hopefully we'll be alright. Okay. Okay, so that's been what the changes are. So now I'm going to just test the thing, you know. So, shall we dance? Okay. So, what I'll do then is, let me have a wee look in HT docs. Right, okay, cool. So I'm gonna open up this Trongate desktop app. Now you actually cannot see it, it's on my other screen, which is kind of an irritation. That's actually not... I've got this stupid important announcement thing here. That's really not necessary. So the first thing I'm going to do is fix that. We don't need to panic, people. I actually made it so that it was cool. So let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm just getting my desktop figured out here. Something like that. Alright, cool. So let's do something about that, shall we? Instead of panicking everybody, you know. Alright. So if we take this thing here, and we're going to just... There we go. Okay, so I'll open up Sublime. And I'll take a wee trip to the Trongate site. And I'm going to go to Modules. Okay, that's not on. Okay. So if I now look at this thing, well, actually I'm just going to upload, you know. Okay, so give me just a little second here. I am just going to do a wee upload. So 2 seconds here. I'm just using boring old FTP for this just now. It's nothing fancy or anything like that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so as you can see, there's nothing special here. It's just FileZilla. Okay, so hopefully that is going to be fine now. We'll have that scary announcement thing gone. So if I take you here, there you can see it has gone. Okay. Alright, so for anyone just joining us, I've just uploaded some new stuff for the framework. It's a fairly significant update, and the reason why I decided to come on here is because sometimes when you've done a thing like that, it's nice to be on the scene live, so if there's anything not working, then I can respond to it, you know. So that's pretty much why I'm here, and we'll see. But in any event, I'm going to just start testing a few bits and pieces, and we'll just see if it's cool, right? So, shall we dance? Okay, let's now just reset this. We don't need to worry about this crazy announcement thing. Okay, now actually, I've just thought of something. Yeah, see how that says style display none? Let's just take this back. Seems a wee bit empty without it, you know? Okay. So we should now have the 5 options here as usual. There they are. And I'm going to give this a wee try, okay? So I'm just going to say, I'll call it B1 as part of my interesting naming conventions. I'll choose a location here. Do that and generate. Okay, so far so good. It has created a thing which is quite cool, you know. So now I'm going to just do a module. Has to be a task manager, right? Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, nice. So that looks really good. Very nice. This could be quite a fast, quite a short stream if it all works. So it is 1.3.38. Here's our ignition thing. So previous versions of the framework had this thing saying bootstrap, you know. Now just make sure that this does work. Oh geez, you can tell I've been on. No.
Task details, task title, first task. Comments. Manage tasks.
I don't want this thing here. How do I get rid of that? Oh damn, how do I get rid of this? I was on the Apple earlier on, you know, and I got a wee bit mixed up. Anyway, if we do say bootstrap, it should load up. I don't know how to get rid of that. How the hell do we get rid of this? Well, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. So, as you can see, when it's calling Bootstrap, it's fine. So, we seem to be okay. Alright, that's good. That's good. So, I'll show you what the main change was with this particular update. So, like I say, I've changed it so that instead of it saying load up Bootstrap as the first thing, that was just confusing. So now it's going to be called Ignition. It's really just a rename, but I think it gives a wee bit more clarity about how this thing works. So Ignition is pretty much the first thing that loads. From here, it loads a bunch of configuration. It figures out what the URL is and what it should load, and eventually it loads up the main Trongate class. Now, if I take you back to an older version of Trongate, and when I say older, I mean like an hour or two ago. So let's say, for example, we have a look at this one here. Right, this is an older one. Now, I'm going to go to engine trongate.php, and if I take you to the end of this file, that's the wrong one. That's quite new, actually. Forgive me, folks. What would be an example here? Hold on. Okay, here's an example of an older Trongate site. So if I go to this trongate.php file, you'll see that it's got 328 lines of code, but you'll see that it's got things like upload file here. Do you see that? And then here it's got things like save that pic and stuff to do with uploading pictures. I mean, that's fine, the code is okay, but it doesn't really belong in the Trongate class, you know? So keep in mind the number 328, that's how big the file was previously. But the new one is 177, so we've pretty much just about half the file size here. I've kept a couple of these things in for backwards compatibility, but the idea here is that we've now got these helpers, such as an image helper and a file helper, and that stuff is going to handle the uploading. That's a much better structure, you know, it just makes more sense, and I think it's more logical and hopefully easier for people to follow, you know. So that's what we've got. Now, shall we test this with a wee uploader? Let's do that. So I'm going to just have a single picture uploader. So, shall we try this? And look at the beautiful uploader. So everything is looking just great here. Comments are looking great. Everything looking fantastic. So that's pretty much actually all the confirmation I'm needing. I think that we are working. So, guess what? I think that's about it. I think that this has been a successful upload. So, with that being the case, if anybody has any... Oh, actually, there was something... somebody had requested that, or mentioned that there's not a link to the GitHub page. And that was a good point. So when you go to download here, I think there should be a link to the GitHub page here. So let's do that, right? Might as well. What do you think of the new design? Ain't it a beaut? Funny thing is, as soon as as soon as I launched it, somebody got in touch, a guy from India, and he was like, I'd like to volunteer to do a new design. You have to laugh. Anyway, right, here we are on this section here, and I'm going to just go right here, chuck in a wee bit of lorem, and we'll just see what this looks like. Okay, so we'll do this, and let's just do a little class text center. Right, now I'm kind of curious about what wording I had used previously for this. So let me just see. Yep, it was this. Alright, let's chuck this in. I've been trying to switch to 2 indents, 2 spaces instead of 4 lately. I think it looks better, you know. Alright. That's cool. So this is not too bad, but you can see I think I'm going to add in a class here with a little container, and you can see that that has centered it a bit, you know. I could also say container XS and make it even tighter like that. Here comes Chef. Opted for the the swing door open effect. Excellent. Well, that's the way to go, Chef. That's the way to go. So Chef is building an advent calendar thing, and it's the swing door effect. Congratulations, man. I'm liking it. Alright. So, nah, we won't say that. Maybe a little horizontal thing. I'll make this a wee bit wider. Okay, cool. Right, I think that's that page. I think that's as good as we'll get, and I'm going to stick with that. So this is on the download thing. Alright. I think we're good. I've kind of got a good feeling about all of this, you know. I've been holding off this upload for about a week, but now that we're here, I'm pretty confident. I think we're alright. So let's have a little refresh here. There you go. You know, I think we can do better. Container, download. Now, that's a thing called the downloads grid. Alright, I'll chuck it here. Maybe that's gonna be better. Okay, so I'm now gonna do a little div here with an ID of alternatively. Maybe I should just call it alt download info. Alright, maybe something like that. So here we go. Whoops. Okay, and we'll do a little style equals opacity of now I'll just do 0.2 so that you can see the vibe here, right? And so what's going to happen is we're going to say const alt download info is document get element by ID alt download info. Do you know we don't even need to say get element by ID because we used underscores? I've been the world's biggest fan of underscores and nobody cares, but I'll prove it. Watch and I'll show you. This is why we like underscores, folks. If we say, I'm just going to go straight to alt. Now it was called, think about what the ID was. The ID is alt download info. So look at this. I haven't done any get element by ID or anything, and you'll see that it appears perfectly. See that? But interestingly, if I do that name with hyphens, are you paying attention, YouTube? I'm giving you the information that nobody else gives you. If I use hyphens, look at this. Does not work. Isn't that something? Anyway, even though that's the case, I'm going to just do it this way. It's called defensive programming. And I'll just stick to this slightly old school way while the rest of the world catches up with us, you know. So there's our vibe. Now, of course, this is going to be an opacity of 0. So now we get that, and I think that looks far better. Alright. Okay. So, life is good and all is well. I think that this is all starting to come together, you know. As mad as it may seem, I don't think there's I don't think there's any real reason for me to be here. I think it's fine. I think it is. So, assuming that we're okay then, I'm going to blow the whistle on this. It was just a short live stream to let you know that we're cool. And again, I thought I would just test the thing. How are you doing, Kyle? Kyle is here. Like I say, for Kyle and anybody just joining us, I had just uploaded some fairly significant changes to the framework. And I just thought it would be good to come on and make sure everybody's happy. If I had uploaded it and it had all broken, you can bet your bottom dollar this little chat room of ours would have lit up. But I think we're alright. I think we got away with it, you know. Thank you very much, Kyle. Thank you very much. So, is anybody got anything you want to ask or talk about or anything? If not, then I'm going to go. Like I say, it was just to make sure that everything was okay. Any questions, comments, or suggestions? Then this is your chance. What do we think of the new design? I've done some cool stuff with it. This is a film in the background, you know. It's a movie file. However, if you view it on a mobile phone, you don't get the movie at all. In fact, by the looks of things, you don't get anything. That's a wee bit of a concern. I'm going to have a wee look at that. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a look at that. Anyway, I don't want to go too close until... let's not look too closely, folks. Oh, look at that. So there's another site somewhere else. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, one of the things that I've been doing... thank you very much, Chef. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, man. One of the things that I've started doing here, and I haven't actually done this before with an upload. I'm so slow to the party, but I'm keeping a real close eye on the following. See, we've got an error log here. Well, at the moment it says 0, but I'm watching this like a hawk, and I'll be keeping an eye on this the whole week, you know. It's one of these things that I've never really bothered with, but I think the time is now. Alright, so Kyle has said stay away for now and enjoy your night. Kyle, I'll take that advice. Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay, so if everybody's alright, then I'm going to hit the road. I think that we're good. I possibly even panicked a wee bit by just coming on here, but I just wanted to make sure we were okay. So take it easy, folks. Thanks so much for passing by, and tomorrow, if all goes well, tomorrow I'll be continuing with the learning zone training and moving on to intermediate training. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be fantasticola. So stay cool,